Hi everyone. In this video, I'm going to be talking a little bit more about how AI can be used for feedback. And AI has been used for feedback purposes for many years, almost 60 actually. In the 1950s, a chatbot or chatterbot named Eliza was created and acted as a therapist for people. And in this study, this was one of the first natural language processing tools that were really created. And in the study, the um, studiers and the people who created the tool wanted to see how people would interact with the tool versus a human. And they actually found that more people interacted with Eliza and opened up to her and shared more from a therapy type of perspective than they did when they interacted with a human therapist. And this not only shows the comfort that people have when interacting with AI tools and technologies, but it also shows that people are willing to open up to AI tools and technologies and receive feedback and kind of have this back and forth conversation with them. So, of course, this may not necessarily be the case for everyone, and it may not have necessarily even been the case for everyone who interacted with Eliza, but it does open up a broader conversation about how AI can be used for feedback today. So, it can be a really great feedback tool in general, depending on the type of AI tool that you use. And for example, if you use something like ChatGPT or Copilot, Gemini, or really anything that's similar to provide feedback on something that you created, and those are mostly text based AI tools, but there are some visual tools and artistic AI tools that you can actually use for those types of projects as well. But you're basically accessing real time feedback to improve your own processor skills in whatever the area is in the moment, which is so valuable. Another example of a tool is Grammarly or Grammarly Go, which I'm sure many of you are familiar with. But it's a tool that provides grammatical suggestions and brainstorming and all of those types of things actually in the moment during the writing process. And I'm sure that we can all agree that in the moment feedback can be so much more valuable than summative feedback, which you receive after you've created your entire artifact or piece and then submitted it. Because any feedback you receive, you're going to have to go back to make adjustments rather than making them in real time and working on refining your skills in the moment. So, overall, AI can be used for feedback in so many ways by um, uploading your work to the specific tool and then asking for specific points of feedback, or using something like Grammarly that is a plugin and just kind of um, gives you feedback in the moment as you're going on, depending on what type of tool you're using. And there actually is a recent study that George and I worked on where AI feedback was accessible to students. Um, and they actually really liked it more than the summative and human centered feedback that they received after submitting their assignment. So, overall, in our study, we also found that real time feedback led to higher grade outcomes and intrinsic motivation for the student because they felt more in control of their own learning and growing their own skills at the time of actually practicing the skill, which is so important. So, I encourage you as IDs and educators to really look at AI as a feedback tool and consider how you can potentially um, implement this into your process. Again, it's an awesome tool and it really does complement and enhance whatever in classroom or in person or just the general instruction that students feel because doesn't necessarily detract or replace from the human interaction that they're also receiving. So, just wanted to go a little bit more into depth into how you can implement feedback, and I hope this was helpful and encouraging. I'll see you in the next video.